Photography 101. In this video, I will be providing you with some essential tips to help you really elevate your photography as a beginner or intermediate professional. Let's get straight into it. Tip number 1, composition. In my opinion, a well-composed photograph can make all the difference. Consider the rule of thirds. Imagine breaking an image into 9 equal parts. And then you can place your subject accordingly. You can line them up on a rule of thirds like me. Like for this video, I'm technically on like the third line, kind of a little more centered, but it's really supposed to be like this on the third line. It's just basically like some basic rules of photography, but you can always break them. It's not too much of a big deal. You have to follow them. Composition will really help you set like a mood or convey a type of story that you want to feel through your film or through your shot, your image. Tip number 2, understanding lighting. Lighting is the key to captivating perfect images or the type of images you really want to achieve or strive for. A great start off tip if you don't have too much equipment is learn how to shoot with natural light. Like using natural light would definitely set you apart from like most photographers because most people only use flash. But then I guess it's vice versa because a lot of people use natural light because that's all they have. But yeah, definitely like what I learned from the greats is definitely learn lighting. Learn how to shape lighting on the face, learn what looks flattering for females, what type of lighting looks flattering for talking head videos or certain models who have certain features that really pop out from a different type of dynamic type of lighting. Definitely avoid shooting harsh midday sunlight. Like let's say I'm in Florida, so anything from like 11:30 to 4:30 p.m. right now today would be considered like harsh. Anything after that, like 5 o'clock, that's golden hour. 10 a.m., like 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. is like when the sun is still not too harsh, it's still rising. So you know you get that nice, soft, genuine lighting. Also, just play with shadows to add drama and depth to your video. Like for example, if I move this light, like the way I position this light, if I look straight at the camera, my light creates shadow and dimension within my face. And if I were to put it like flat on my face, like if I was to position a light like straight towards me on my face, then it'll look more like a beauty shot and less flattering. So for example, let me show y'all. So this is my face, and like if the lighting was more like right above me or right on top of me. You see it's less more contrasty, even though I didn't really have it too contrasty before, but this is like what it looks like regular. Opposed to something like this, which is more contrasty and definitely moody. As you can see, a lot of shadow on the right side of my face. And you're almost getting that like the Rembrandt type of look. Also, I have my rim light off to the side, really separating me from the background. But yeah, definitely shaping and learning how lighting can convey certain things. I'm still learning it myself, but I try to implement it every video. Very great tip. Tip number 3, controlling your depth of field. This is basically standing away from your kit lens that usually come with certain cameras and really experimenting with low aperture lenses like 1.8s, 1.2s, 1.4s, 2.8s, and also teaming that up with compression. Compression would really gives you that subject separation. Because you can use a 1.8, 1.2 all day, but if it's on a 16mm, you won't see any type of dimension or depth of field in the background because there's no compression from the elements inside compressing you from the background. So the big difference is with the shallow depth of field that really separates you from the background is to usually get like more flattering shots, or if you want the viewer to be more aware of like what's happening in the scene and not really too much of what's happening in the background. Once again, it's being very selective of the intention you're going for, just like the lighting. So just be mindful of that. And then on the contrary, we have a wide depth of field. So that would be shooting somewhere between like f8, f9. The first example that comes to my head is like shooting inside the studio when you're shooting a model. For the most part, you're not shooting at 1.2, 1.8, you're usually shooting at like f7, f8. And for some reason, I feel like it really gives the skin like a smoother feeling when you're using like off-camera flash in the studio with f7, f8, even f9. The whole body is in focus, even the backdrop is usually in focus. And if you didn't know, that is kind of like one of the ways to get your lens at its sharpest moment, stopping it down and not having it wide open. I'll definitely add some like example photos or videos in this video right here as I'm talking, just for you visual learners out there. Tip number 4, take your time. I know we got guys out there like Peter McKinnon, Manny Ortiz, Jared Poland, just like the best newest gear. I would definitely say just to relax, work at your own pace. Use those guys as like motivation and everything, but still like work at your own pace. Know that you're an individual person, and just because you aren't at where they are, don't mean you're not any valuable as they are. On top of that, I would say definitely like when you're on a photo shoot, definitely like take time to step back and breathe and just really observe the area. Look for leading lines. Look for something that draws the attention to your model. look for things that really complement the model. Things in the foreground, things in the middle ground, just things that can complement the subject or whatever you're shooting. If you're doing landscape, see if there's like trees that can frame the skyscraper in the background, or however you're doing it. Always just take a step back and really like focus on what you're doing. Even if it's not that type of stuff, like, so say if even in the studio, you're just shooting and shooting and shooting, make sure you just take a step back and be like, okay, am I doing everything that I know I came into the shoot to do? Or am I just doing everything because I'm in the moment, I'm getting nervous and I'm trying to hurry and rush it? Remember, the best shots often come to those who wait. So, and tip 5, last but not least, I would definitely say finishing your product, or for videographers, post editing or post video processing. For photographers, I definitely recommend Lightroom Mobile. Very good, very versatile, pretty easy to use. I think you have to pay for it after like a subscription or something, but it's very cheap, very good. It can definitely take yourself to the next level. Rule of thumb is always get the exposure correct and camera first, so you want to do it in post too much. But man, using creative LUTs and creative looks on photos definitely take it to the next level. And for video side, same thing. LUTs, filters, and things like that can definitely take your footage from looking like regular flat log footage to like a Rec 709 converted, or just throwing on like a nice filmic look to it. There's so much ways to be creative. It's just like, if you're not using those tools, like, what are you really doing? Do you really want to be that creative person, or do you really want to just complain to stay the same? All right, so now that you learned the fundamentals and kind of like some of my tips, go out there, keep shooting, be great, practice, experiment, and unleash your creativity, man. Hope you found these tips useful. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Comment below any type of situations you guys got, or type of questions you guys have as far as the videos I made today. I'm C Visions, man. I'm out of here.